Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hey, hey, if I tell you how long I've been postponing to do this video, you'll even be shocked. Okay, so today is Friday, and I think Monday or Tuesday. Okay, before we continue, please, I'm not naked. It's just I'm having, yeah, I'm not naked. Anyway, I don't know. I just thought to bring it in case someone wants to maybe like what is it called? Dislike my video thinking I'm naked. Please, I'm not naked. I'm very much clothed. Anyway, what I was trying to say, I have been pushing and postponing this video for the longest time. What? And still until say I don't feel ready. Like, but I have no choice. I have no choice. I just have to do it. So yeah, let me give like a back story as to why I'm saying that I've been postponing this video for the longest time. So okay, I did a video and I told you guys that I got saved, yeah, and now I'm on this journey. I'm on this journey with God, and He decided to use me, to reach out to you. So yeah, he just puts this idea into my head that I need to do this video. I know maybe by the title you have an idea, but yeah, God put this. So this video is a message. I had a okay. You see now I'm all over the place because I have been fighting to do this video. I really didn't want to do it, but I have no choice. I have to do it anyway. So this is the thing, like Monday or Tuesday, that this is what now showed me that I really don't have a choice. I need to do it. I was on a call with my friend, my best friend Rachel. Shout out. We had been talking for I think like 2 hours. For like 2 hours. Then suddenly we started talking about God. And I just turned into a preacher. Literally. Literally turned into a preacher. I started preaching to her. And then now I was just telling her about my journey and everything, which I'm going to tell you guys in full. And then she told me something that she had been struggling that she's struggling with. And then I told her, do you know what you're telling me right now is something that God has been putting in me that I need to discuss. I need to talk about this. I need to talk about this. But I have been fighting. I really didn't want to talk about it because I'm not comfortable. And I also know that my parents are watching. So, mom and dad, just understand that it's not me anymore. I left. I left that side. I'm no longer there. Please just understand that. Anyway, so let's go back to last year. Actually, last year, but one. That's 2022, sometime back when we were still clearing. Yeah, let me start there. So 2022, when we were still clearing, so around this time, June, July, August. Actually, I was still doing my attachment that time, so I sent a friend to clear for me, and then there was some issues like some of my units they couldn't find my exam books, my marks, actually my exam books, they couldn't be found, and cards also, and cards. So I was like, what do you mean? I've never missed an exam. I've never missed an exam. So there's no way that my exam book is missing. And I was really sure that I'd never missed an exam, and there's definitely no way that my exam book is missing. So I told my friend, now I'll just have to go by myself. So I went to school. And on my way to school, and also when I got there, I was praying to God. I was telling God, God, between me and you, we know that I did this exam. So why is it that you're telling me now that my exam book is missing? Like, what happened? And I was telling him that there's no way I'll be coming back to the school next year to clear. Wait 1 minute, I do something. Okay, we are back. So I was telling God there is no way I'm coming back here next year to clear to I used to see how people were struggling with this. Yeah? Hii maneno ya kuclear, it's really not easy. So I was telling God there's no way. There's no way. Absolutely no way. I'll be coming back here next year after the ones I was with, they have already graduated and everything. So he told him, Papa, it's not my mistake. So there's no way I'm going to suffer for the mistake of someone else. And I told him, now you're going to help me think of an idea of how I'm going to get my exam books. So, and then finally I got the idea, and I'm going to thank God for that. The idea was that they show me where they put the exam books. I go and literally look for them, and I'm going to thank my friend Malika because she went with me. Tukapewa tu maboxes zimejaa tu my exam books, and because I'm sure that I did my exam, I was very much positive that I'm going to find my booklet. So tukatafuta, I found mine, tukapeana, and then now the lecturer is like, kumbe ilikuwa anyway. That was the first incident with me and God. Then now it got to graduation. All the pressure after graduating sasa ya kazi. Some people were fortunate enough when you graduate now, they got jobs immediately. I had to come back home. So, okay, in case you're wondering, I still don't have a job, but I'm trying to explain something here. So, yeah. Anyway, so, what was I saying? Yeah, people are getting jobs left, right, and center. Like hey, other social media was not helping. So it happened. Depression hit. So for a while, since I was in like primary, yeah, since I was in primary school, I used to have panic attacks. But me, I never knew they were panic attacks. I never knew they were panic attacks because the first time I had the panic attacks, nilienda hosi, and then they were saying maybe it's asthma. So me in my mind, I knew it's asthma. But they never tested me or anything. So in my mind, I knew it's asthma. So every time I had a pancake, pancake, I knew it's asthma. That's what I knew. Until later in uni, when I had one and I was taken to the hospital and I found out that it was not asthma. So to that doctor that made me think I had asthma. Anyway, so I was tested and I was tested. I realized they were not. So now nimemaliza shule things seem to be going really nice for everyone except for me. So, depression, my sisters and brothers in Christ. Depression hit. I had anxiety, I had depression, panic attacks were now becoming so often, like almost twice every week. And one time I had a panic attack because I share my room with my sister. So one time I had a panic attack when my sister and my mom were still in the house. Just Mimi, I had locked myself in the room and I'm really struggling. You know, when you have your panic attacks, you feel like your chest is closing, you can't breathe well. You don't. Someone asks you what's wrong, you don't know what's wrong. You don't know. You can't put it into words. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm like, hey. So I felt like the pain was too much. I nearly shout. I nearly shout. I swear, I think even my neighbors heard, but I let out a really loud scream. Wait, watch your mama. My mom and my sister. Hey, what's wrong? What's wrong? I can't even say what's wrong. I can't speak also because I'm still. I'm just crying. I'm crying. And well, in my mind, I'm like, why did I shout? Why? That's what is going on in my mind. Why did I shout? So my mom is like, what's wrong? What's happening? She doesn't know what's happening. What's happening? So she's trying to. I think she thought I'm going through a heartbreak or something, of which I wasn't because I was single. I've been single actually since January last year. But I've talked to people. I was talking to people kidogo kidogo, but yeah, it was. My point is, it wasn't a heartbreak. Yeah. So let me say, like, 2023 was my worst year. Alafu, social media was not making it better for me. Wait. Every time I'm online, I'm seeing someone having the time of their life, and I'm like, what did this person do that I have not done? Honestly, I started considering everything possible. I started considering OnlyFans, it's- everything. I started considering it. Selling food pics, selling. I consider. Trust me, whatever you're thinking about, I considered it. Everything under the sun, I was considering, even theft. So I was considering everything. Then my aunt came around June last year. So I had a little bit of fun, at least some time off my stress. Actually, it was not really off, but at least like the noise in my head, ilikuwa ime reduced volume. Because you know, when you're going through this depression and all these mental issues, you just have a lot happening in your head. It's like there is a meeting of around 50 people in your head. When you're having stress, that's what's happening. It's like a meeting of 50 people in your head going on, and you are lost. You don't understand what's. So yeah. So around June, I had my vacation from my stress, and honestly, I didn't. When like the days were nearing, and I knew that no, my aunt is going back to the US, and it started hitting me again like shit. Back to being sad and broke. Any there is nothing much harder than that. Being sad and broke. Being sad and broke. Honestly, if you feel like I have not been talking to you, just know that I was also going, you're going through your stuff. I've also been going through my own stuff, and I'm that person that will never talk about my stuff. So, all this I'm sharing, I'm pretty sure nobody knew I was going through all this. Because if it was time to party and dancing and laughing, number one, you would never know that I was going through this. That's why they always say also you check on your happy friends. The ones that seem too happy. Check on them. So that happened. Then my aunt left. Then back to, you know, wallowing and crying and all that. So skip to November. November. Yeah, skip to November. So November, that's when now I started considering going to church. So I would sit with my in-law, my brother's wife, not my brother Teddy, if you know Teddy, but my other brother. So yeah, I would sit with her, and then why am I forgetting this important part of this the story? Like, okay, before I became this person I am today, I used to hate on the church. I used to hate on people who went to I'm even ashamed of saying this, but yeah, I used to hate on people who went to church. I'm sorry. I know better now. I'm sorry for hating on you. I was foolish and naive. And honestly, that doesn't help. So yeah. So me, I used to hate on people going to church. Therefore, it's the funny thing because I used to believe you don't need to go to church to have a relationship with God. And honestly, you need church. That's what I've come to realize. You need it. Just go to church. Yep. You see, Sunday is in 2 days. I don't know if this will be up before, but I hope you go to church. If it's up after Sunday, I hope you went to church. And if you're my friend, know that I always pray for you by name. All my close friends, I pray for them by name. So sorry for sidetracking there, but I just needed to put it there that I used to hate when people going to church. But now around November, I started considering it. She was like, when I used to see her going to church, I used to be like, sijui ni could join. But then when Sunday came, I never used to join. So, like, I just used to postpone. Sunday nafika na postpone, na postpone, na postpone. So I never went to church the whole of 2023. Then now comes 1st January 2024. And if you know me well, you'd know that every 31st, every open 31st Kwamkia first, it usually finds me in the club. This time I said, we are not going to be doing that. That's the end. I'm not doing that anymore. So this time, 31st ilinipata home. Honestly, this is I'm shocked because tayari I had already broken my promise because I had said that 31st itanipata church. I didn't go because I had taken my sister and my cousin somewhere. Then tukapata jam, so I got home late and I was tired. So I didn't go to church. Anyway, you should not be making excuses for going to church. Now I know better. So I didn't go, but I stayed here at home. When it got to 12, I prayed. I just wanted to set my year different. So when it got to 12, I prayed. And then that January, my aunt had come. Then she had a really bad accident, by the way. Yeah, she had traveled to Shags and she was coming to Mombasa. Then she had an accident somewhere near Nakuru, Naivasha or Nakuru, somewhere. Yeah, she had a really bad accident. So when we went to see her in the hospital, that was also another thing that hit me like, wow, life is too short. Life is too short for me to be postponing this going to church and being serious about my time with God. Let me pause. I can hear my sister coming. I really need to start mending my relationship with God. So that was January. January, what date? I think there is like in the last week of January, that's when I started going to church now. So here's the thing, as I told you guys, I don't have a job, but I do have my small business that brings me a little money. So so that's what I used to save up, get enough to take me to church. And I made sure that I'm going to church together with my sister. Because at least as for me, when I was small, younger, we used to go to church. Actually, that is my favorite memory. When I start thinking about things we used to do together as a family, that was my favorite memory. Like when we used to go to church together. But here's the thing, and then I came to ask my mom, like, was I ever baptized? No, she told me no. I wasn't. I wasn't. The only one who was baptized is my brother. And he was baptized in a Catholic church, and we are not Catholics anymore. So, anyway, I went to church every Sunday. For Here's the thing, when God realizes that we are making an effort, He's also going to make an effort. See, as I told you, I never used to have any. Actually, I don't have like a stable income. But apparently, every Sunday, I used to get enough money for transport and enough money for offerings. Also, that's another thing. I never used to like the idea of giving offerings in church because I just saw it as something that has made churches be looking more like a business. Because now they have like bank transfer, M-Pesa, all this means for you to so it just started looking like it's fishy. But if you stop looking at it from that angle, like you stop thinking about who is going to get your money, and think of it in this angle that you're not giving to the pastor, but you're giving to God. Like you're giving to God. It doesn't matter. Hey, mama, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who is receiving it, like physically, but in my heart, I know I'm giving it to God. So I started giving regular, and then every Sunday. So every Sunday, after sermon, our pastor would ask, "Who wants to be saved? Who wants to be saved?" So this is from January now. Once, if you've never been saved and you want to be saved, raise your hand up so that I can pray for you. If you go to church, you know what I'm meaning. So every other week from January, February, Kaisha, now we got to March. The first week of March, Kaisha, the second week, I think. No, the first week of March. So now nimefika church the first year because it was March 10th. March 10th nimefika tuko church and I'm there like and that day by the way sijui waliimba song gani. There was a song they sang. It really touched me. You see, I'm a crier by the way. I cry almost every other time when they sing like a song that speaks to me. By that day, I don't know why I can't remember the exact song, but I I was I was really crying. Crying. So that day when the the pastor asked, who wants to be saved? Eh, I don't know how. I don't know. I think Mimi, I think it's the Holy Spirit because I don't know how I raised my hand and I was the first one. I was the first person to raise the hand. Tena hivi, not even like this, but what? Hata sidhani kama alimaliza, niliinua tu mkono. What? So I raised my hand. I think we were two. It was me and some other guy. And prior to that, I used to ask God, like, am I worth it? Am I worth it? Do I really? And then I at the same time I used to also doubt myself, like, am I really ready to be committed? Am I really ready to be committed to this to this journey? So I used to doubt it. Even after I got prayed for and nikaanza my journey, still I still doubt myself till today. Ask yourself why I postponed doing this video. So I still doubt myself, but I've become more confident in God's plans. Like I came to realize that it's not my fault. It's how we were raised. We were raised to be more independent, but with God, you have to let go of your independence. You have to. You cannot be independent and also want God. But are we getting each other? With God, you just need to. So I started my discipleship classes. We're still going on. We're almost done. So yeah, I started praying. You know what I used to pray? Like my prayer mainly, like what I would double underline in bold, in red. I used to ask God every day, please make me happy. Please make me happy. Please, I want to be happy. Like happiness underlined in bold, in capital. Like that is what I used to want. I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy. That was my prayer point. So that is March. By the end of March, you see, immediately I was prayed for that day. I felt the difference. I don't know how I can explain, but I felt the difference. By the end of March, like you see the noise I was telling you about, it had already tuned down. And I'm very happy to say that today there is zero noise in my head. Like zero. Zero noise in my head right now. Right now, I'm really happy. Like nobody can understand. I don't know. So you know what? I've been postponing this video because I'm like, I don't have anything tangible to show people that the Lord did this for me. In He see, you can see. I don't have that, but I really hope that you can trust me when I say this. I don't know if it's visible, but I am much more happy. Like the happiest I've ever been, most peaceful. So also I want to put this out. I'm not trying to say that I'm now holier than thou, like I'm the holiest of the holiest or anything. No, I'm still working on myself. There's still things that I'm working on, but I'm proud to say now that I'm really happy. I've not been depressed ever since March. Like ever since March, not even one time did I have any panic attack. Zero panic attacks. Nothing. Remember I told you I used to have like 2 panic attacks in a week? Yeah. So now we are down to 0. And I am much happier. And honestly, I think Jesus I think he he really meant it when he said that in him there is peace and joy. Like there really is. So there's lots of things that I'm struggling with right now, but there is nothing too big for him. That's what I've come to realize. Like there is nothing too big. It's nothing that he can't do. If he did that for me, huh, I don't think I can imagine actually. I wanted to say, can you imagine what he can do? But I don't think I can. I don't think I can because this is the same God that he this is the same God that doubled Job's previous. Job used to have it all. Then he lost it all. And then God doubled it. Like I said, you think you had it all? Let me show you. And you really can't imagine. You really can't imagine what he can do. And then he just looked at us and he said, I know you don't want to listen to me. I know you don't want to do this, to follow me. But you know what? I love you too much. So I'm sending you my son to die for you. I'm pretty sure there is nobody, not your own parents, not your own sisters and brothers, cousins, grandmother, friend, best of friends that can die for you. Ask them right now. If you think there is someone who can die for you, ask them. Ask them. Not only die, go through the rejection, being chased out of places, being beaten. Huh? Ask them if they are willing to do. Ask them if you really think there is there is someone who can do for you the things that Jesus did for us. There isn't. You can't tell me anything because I'm like, who are you? Who are you? Hmm? My God, the one who made sure that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Do you know these people went into the fire with clothes on, accessories, all those things, and nothing was burnt. Hata ile nguo, hata haikushika kamoto hivi. I can't wait for the day when all my friends will just decide that, there is really nothing you're going to lose once you decide to fully give your life to Christ. It just needs you to also be dedicated, like really dedicated. There is this thing I've been seeing online. I'll see if I can put it here. I'll put it here actually.
You can't have both worlds. 1 hour in the church and the other in the club. Doesn't work. 1 hour praising, the other hour swearing. Doesn't work. 1 hour in the light and the other in the darkness. Doesn't work. 1 hour with the Lord and the other hour with Satan. Does not work. either God or Satan, either Christ, the King, or the kingdom of the world.
The one that says that you can't serve two masters. You can't go to church on Sunday and you're just coming from club on Saturday. So umetoka club unaingia church, then ukimaliza church tena unaenda tena club usiku. It doesn't make sense. I talked about this on TikTok, I think, when I said that every human being has a God-shaped vacuum, and this vacuum can only be filled by God, but no, can be filled by two things, either the Holy Spirit or the devil. So only two spirits can fill your vacuum. And it's for you to decide, but the two cannot sit together. They cannot sit together. So there is no way you're going to be in church, in the club, drinking alcohol, and then preaching the word of God. It's literally in the Bible. You cannot drink your alcohol and preach the word of God. This, honestly, I'm just giving you this testimony to tell you that there's nothing that God cannot do for you. Nothing that He cannot do for you. You see, therapy is not going to help you anyway. I'd really like to plug everyone to start watching Pastor Stephanie Ike, whatever. I'd really like you guys to start watching her sermons, because her sermons have really helped me. It really helped me discover so many things, and I'll be talking about them in my next video, the things that I've learned, the things that I have stopped doing. Yeah, I'll be talking about all these things in my next video, but for now, please look for Stephanie, so that when I start talking about these things, hata wewe utakuwa unashikanisha like, I need to scare. Yeah, how fun is that going to be? Please look for her. So yeah, but what I wanted to say, Stephanie, you see right now many people are not being saved because they are thinking about what other people are thinking. Like, we are really trying our best to fit in with what's going on in the world when we shouldn't. Like, we should really not be trying to fit in, because what's going on in the world is all the wrongs. It's everything that you shouldn't be doing. That's what is going in the world. Or that's what is going on in the world. Also scared because it's not easy trying to, leave what you've known to try and do something new. It's not easy. I'm telling you right now, it's a struggle. Actually, right now, I'm also struggling with one thing, and that is music. I am trying my best to avoid secular music at all costs. I am trying to avoid it completely. Bado sijafika hapo, but for most of it, I have deleted any kind of music that is profane, dirty language, deleted, gone. I don't have it. I cannot stand movies with, literal sex scenes. I cannot stand such movies. I cannot stand it when people are talking insults. Honestly, right now, I've cut down on this time. I've reduced the insults because I used to be in that category. But once you get saved, some things just start sounding awkward, like, why am I saying? I've made so many changes, but still I'm not there. This verse that says, ask and it shall be given to you, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be opened. I think it's also Stephanie that was preaching on this. And she had put it in that there is three things. You see, we usually stop and ask. Like every time we usually just assume once you ask God for something, you'll get it. Once I ask him for a car, I'll get it. But you're forgetting the other two steps, that is seeking him and knocking. Knocking means like once you find him, now you knock the door and invite him. Invite yourself and invite, like, you be one. You have you ever been so in sync with someone that once you're talking, she can finish your sentences? That's how you're supposed to be with God. That's how you're supposed to be. So anyway, I'm trying to find the verse that says that our minds are continuously being transformed. When you get saved, your minds are continuously being transformed step by step. Step by step, kuna vitu utawacha by force. Honestly, you won't even know, but you start saying that some things you don't want to do them anymore. Some things don't make sense to you anymore. That's how your mind is continuously transformed. And that's now my prayer now this year, that my mind is continuously transformed. Because I'm praying to be more like Jesus, you know? I'm praying to be more like him. Because that's what we were created to be. Remember in Genesis, when God was creating man, he said, let's now create someone in our own image. Do you know that? Do you know that we were created in God's image? So we were already, no, I don't want to say we were like God, but we were created to be like them. Yeah, we were like God. I don't know how this is going to come out. Like, I'm not saying we are gods. That's not what I'm saying. But we were created in his image. Like, when he sees us, he was seeing himself. Like, do you understand that? We were already created like God. But yet, you know what Satan does, by the way, when he wants you to sin? He just brings an idea, just a little tiny seed, and he puts it in your head. Now it's for you to start watering this seed so that it can grow into a tree. But if you leave the seed to dry, it will dry and die. If you ignore it, ignore that seed, it will dry and die. It will not take part. But that's what he did. He planted a seed on Eve's brain. And akamwambia, eat the apple. You'll be more like, you'll be more like him. But what Eve forgot is that she was already made in God's image. Like, do you know the multitude of this? That you already have the gift. Ukonayo, it's in your hands here. But you can't see it. Yes, you're trying to look at something else. Yeah. That's what Satan does. He just tries and manipulates you into thinking that you can get that. You can do this, you can do this. It's not bad if you do this. That's what he's going to tell you. If it's not bad, that's what is also convincing you guys that it's not bad to fornicate and go to church. But is that what the Bible says? It's the same thing Satan also did with Jesus. When he was tempting Jesus, he did not turn the stone into bread and try to feed it to Jesus because he can do it. It's not like he cannot do it. Also, Satan can do miracles, in case you don't know. So he did not turn the stone into bread and try to force it into Jesus's mouth. No. He asked Jesus to do the sin. You see, he's asking him to commit the sin. Not commit the sin for you. The way we like throwing it around that Satan made me do. He didn't make you do anything. He just gave you the idea. Just gave you the idea that, if you steal your friend's clothes, it's going to make you look good. But you know what you could have borrowed? You could have borrowed. Maybe your friend could have given you those clothes. Maybe she could have given you the clothes to wear to whatever occasion you wanted to wear. You know? Maybe you could have even asked her where she got it, and you could have gone and get one for yourself. See, like there is many solutions to something, but he will let you think that whatever he's telling you is the only solution. And here's the thing now that I'm going to talk about in my next video, that once you give him that opening, he now starts using that. He uses that weakness, and he's now making you do more things, more and more things. The more things you're doing, now the more you're inviting the the demon of that thing you're doing. Like if it's fornication, now you're inviting a demon for fornication. I'm mentioning this a lot because yeah, it's going to be my main topic in my next video. I am going to be talking about immorality, generally, mainly immorality. So I'm going to leave it at that, guys. Please be safe. Please go to church this Sunday. If you go to church, I don't know, maybe comment that I went to church. And then if you go and get saved, also comment. Like, I'd really like to see that. I'll be really excited to see that. I'm making the decision to follow Christ because that's what he wants. He'll never force you. Do you know that he can? He can force you to follow him if he wanted, but he's never going to force us to do it. I read somewhere that if God wanted in a in a what? In a nini? Hii inaitwa nini? Yeah, we could all be following him, but he doesn't want to force us. He doesn't want to force he doesn't want to force us. He wants us to actively look for him. That's why he says seek, seek. You know what is seeking? You guys, you have played hide and seek. Seek and you will find me. He needs you to seek him. He needs you to act, look for him. Yeah, the next video, I don't know if you want me to be talking to you just like this, or if you want me to do a makeup tutorial as we talk or something. Comment down below, guys. I really like seeing comments. And by the way, I saw a comment on my short. I can't remember your name, but thank you so much. That comment really made my day. I think he just commented that I am pretty, but that's not what made my day. Then I said thank you, and then you know what he said, that nobody has ever commented back, like replied back to him, and I was like, oh wow. Is the way I'm usually begging people to even comment. I was the one who was even happy that he comment. I don't know if it's a he or she. I was even happy because of the comment. I didn't know that the person will also be happy because I replied. You don't want to miss the next videos. Please stick around, like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to if you want to see when I upload the video, if you want to be the first person, click on the bell. You'll get a notification. So wait, I've talked until my throat is dry. See you guys on my next video. Bye bye.